When we mentioned we want to talk about some of these other races, I do think that New York City was an outlier in terms of, rejecting the establishment to some extent. And so if you're comparing New York City, the mayoral primary in New York City with some of the other big cities in the upstate New York, there was a difference between who won, comparing those two. And so what are the reasons for that? The biggest reason to me is the biggest, most outsized personality in that race was Andrew Cuomo, a very known commodity. People didn't like him.
Before we get to some of the races, I do want to ask you about the reaction to that. You mentioned it's getting nationwide traction, the Mamdani victory. What do you make of how Democrats are reacting to that? And it's been sort of a bit across the board. We heard Kathy Hochul today. Kathy Hochul hasn't really come out and said, yeah, this is my guy. She says, I still have to work with Eric Adams. Yeah. Obviously, which he does. But you've had that. You've had other Democrats kind of say, okay, he's going to be the one. What do you make of the Democratic reaction to his win?
So I'll say something that probably won't make me real popular among sort of establishment Democrats, but establishment Democrats blew it in this race. They had an opportunity to coalesce around a candidate, or they had an opportunity to reject Andrew Cuomo, and they didn't do it for whatever reason, whether they were scared of him, whether they thought he was going to win anyway, and he always want to back the horse that's going to win. We saw this, Kirsten Gillibrand had an opportunity to say, I don't think that this guy should be in public office anymore, called for his resignation in 2022. Chuck Schumer was quiet on it. Kathy Hochul was quiet on it. And then before they knew it, Andrew Cuomo was in the lead. They all thought he was going to win. And now suddenly you have this guy who a lot of them do not align with, who is now the nominee and very possibly could be the next mayor of New York City.